What is up, guys? Welcome back to Sadiq's Rabbitry. My name is Sadiq, a young and passionate rabbit farmer here in Ghana. Today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys how you can properly feed your animals so that they can grow well, sell them, and then make your money. If you are new to the channel, don't forget to hit the subscribe button, smash the like button down there if you really enjoyed this video, so that YouTube algorithm will share this content to as many people as possible. If you didn't know, rabbit farming is very lucrative business, and so if you don't do it right, you can't get the amount of money you are looking for, right? So if you want to get the amount of money you want, then you need to make sure that your animals are properly fed, they are properly maintained, so that once you want to sell them off, you won't have any problem. That's why I want to share with you guys some of the tips I have used, and it has helped me, so that it can help you as well, right? So tip number one is that you shouldn't prepare your own feed if you start, right? This is one of the feeding management you should know. If you are starting a rabbit farm as a beginner, you should not start making your own feed like right away, right? You should start buying feed from other people, start using it, and experience it yourself, how your animals are eating it. Are they gaining weight, or are they healthy? You need to check all these stuff before you can decide to start preparing your feed yourself. Even if you want to prepare your feed yourself, you need to make sure that you've acquired the knowledge required before doing that, right? Because you can't just go getting things and then just mixing up everything together. Because once you want to prepare your own feed, you need to make sure that it comes with measurement accuracy, so that once the animals take it, there will be no any problem, right? So if you really want to start making your own feed when you start, then I would encourage you to watch the video I did about how you can formulate your own feed, right? Once you learn that, then it will be very easier for you, right? But when you start, you should start buying feed from other people, use it for a while, so that you can get to know, experience how the animals feel about the feed and all of that, so that you can know the ingredients you'll be using when you start making your own feed. Tip number two, make sure that feeding troughs of animals are cleaned every day, right? This is one of the important things you should know about rabbit farming. Rabbits do not like always eating in dirty troughs, right? So once in a while, you should make sure that you get all the feeding troughs, all the feeding bowls, and the watering can. Just wash it, dry it, and then start feeding with it again. Now, what I do with this is that if I want to clean up my feeding troughs and the drinkers, I would first go get some grasses, right? If I get the grasses, I'll come and feed to the animals. I'll wash it and just feed it directly to them, so that I can get access to the feeders and drinkers at the same time. So by the time I finish washing it, maybe they are done with the grass, so I can just give them the water. If I want to, I'll add feed to it, right? The reason why I use this technique is that if I give them the grass, the grass will contain some moisture, it will contain water, so they can live on that water for a while. So that will give me the advantage to wash the watering cans, and then by the time they are done, the watering cans will be ready, and then I'll just give them the water. Tip number three is feed according to number of rabbits. Now, what do I mean by this? You would see that sometimes you can keep two or more rabbits in a single cage, right? But you shouldn't be feeding those rabbits like the way you feed a single rabbit, right? So if, let's say, on your farm you do feed 25 grams of pellet per rabbit, right? So if you do have 4 rabbits in a single cage, then you should know that you are multiplying that by 4, right, making 100 grams of pellet, right? So sometimes the mistake most beginners do is that they do feed their animals just like they feed a single rabbit, right? So if you, like I said, 4 rabbits, you know that 1 rabbit will take 25 grams. Then if there are 4, then I should exceed that to 100 grams. So as you can see here, I do have my winners here. There are about 7 of them. So I do feed each and every rabbit 75 grams, right? But with them, I do give them 300 grams, because there are 7 of them here. 300 grams, and then a bowl of water, which is very good. So with this, I feed in the morning, and then in the evening too, I give them 300 grams, which is very good for them, and they can grow very well, so that I can sell them and start making my money. Tip number 4 is add leaves to your feed. Now, this has been working really great for me. Why? Because if I add pawpaw leaf to my feed, then I know that I want my rabbit to gain more weight and to get dewormed, right? If I add bitter leaf to my feed, I do know that I want my rabbit to have antibiotics in their feed, right? So you should add leaves to your feed and know the purpose of that leaf. This is the leaves I've been using and it has been working really great, right? So you might be asking, how am I able to process these leaves to add it to my feed? Firstly, I'll get the leaves, I'll wash them with salt. I'll leave them in salt water for like 5 minutes before washing them, and then I'll dry it for 3 days to 1 week, and then I'll grind it to powder form. So if I do have 20 kg of feed, I would add 200 grams of powdered pawpaw leaf or bitter leaf to the feed, and then once they take it, I know that my animals are going to be healthy because they do have their antibiotics, their dewormer in their feed, which is helpful to them. Tip number 5, which is the very important one, is that do not give your animals formulated feed all the time. Right now, this is very important, as to it will affect the weight gain of your animals and also the well-being of your animals, right? So just imagine you giving them formulated feed for like a month straight without any rest. What would happen? They would encounter diarrhea or coccidia, right? So giving your animals formulated feed for a very long time will have an effect on them, right? So you should be mixing that with grasses, some leaves. Once in a while you get some bacteria grass or tridax for them so that they can get balanced with the feed. So looking at all these tips, I will tell you that if you are able to follow this, then you are on the right path, and also your rabbits are going to be healthy and gain weight faster as you want them to, right? So now I do have my winners and they are ready to be sold out. I do have the chinchilla, the satin rabbit, cinnamon, New Zealand, and one palomino, right? And they are all ready to be sold, but the one that I have the most here is the New Zealand, right? Because my next batch down there are all New Zealand, but here we do have one New Zealand, right? So all you have to do is that do not feed your animals with formulated feed for a long time. Second tip, do not feed many animals with how you feed one animal, right? In terms of, if one animal takes 25 grams of pellet, you would feed 4 animals 25 grams. No, that's not how it works. So if one animal takes 25 grams, then 4 animals are going to take 100 grams. Third tip is that you should add leaves to your feed so that your animals can grow much healthier. Fourth tip, do not formulate your own feed when you start. Start buying it from somebody, and then as you move along, you gain the experience, you know what the animals want, and then you can start making your own feed. And the last tip is clean your feeding troughs most of the times so that your animals won't encounter any disease from dirt in the feeding bowls. So that's the end of today's video. I hope you really enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.